Okay, I've come into a park and there's somebody here doing karaoke on their own accord, I think for their own entertainment. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna try to film some of that.
Playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. There's a song of every man. I can't perform anywhere anymore, basically, until the COVID somehow gets somewhere.
Well, this is a great way to come out and enjoy nature and
Yes.
blow off some steam. So what is your name?
Peter?
Peter.
Yeah.
All right, Peter's out here performing at this beautiful park on the Rogue River. Can you sing a song for me? Maybe one of your favorites. Okay, what are you going to sing for us?
Okay, I'll start again, okay?
Okay.
The song, you might know it from Sound of Music.
Edelweiss.
Edelweiss, yes.
Does it have some significance to you from your life?
A lot of significance. I am from Switzerland. You might hear that I have an accent.
Yes.
So I come from Switzerland, and Edelweiss is the flower.
Yes.
In Switzerland. It's also in Austria, but it's kind of on the border of Austria, Switzerland, you know. So that's our number one flower.
Can you yodel?
Many people died from picking the Edelweiss because they are at very dangerous places for most of the time. Not all the time. Sometimes you find it on meadows and the like, but a lot of time it's in rocks, in the rocky thing where you go up the rocks and fall down if necessary. And so Edelweiss is really, really the one. And Sound of Music, all the songs of Sound of Music were created by Disney. So it's not true that some of these songs are 1,000 years old where they were singing out of, you know, whatever folk song. It was all created by Disney.
Interesting. From
Sound of Music. And one of them was Edelweiss.
And has that become a national favorite because of Disney? Do people in Switzerland know about it?
Edelweiss from all the way back. But the song, of course, is from Disney, yeah. Right.
So did the song become popular in Switzerland after Disney?
Oh, it became popular everywhere, yes. I mean, Sound of Music is about the number 1 or 2 of Disney's favorite musicals.
Right.
With Julie Andrews and, you know, and yeah. So
what part of Switzerland are you from?
I'm from the German part of Switzerland. It's called Basel.
Basel.
Basel, yeah. That's right on the border between France, Germany and Switzerland.
Okay. Wonderful.
And it's Swiss German with the language you speak there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I say
ja,
that?
so etwas. Genau. Also Schweizerdeutsch ist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In den German it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
Yeah. Also it depends if you say it in German or in Swiss German.
All right.
So yeah.
Can you sing for us?
So now let me get.
Technical difficulties. Here you go.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow. I'm still working on it to become a Swiss cowboy.
So I got a concert in the park. So what brought you to Oregon from Switzerland? What's your story?
We went, so I came with family and 3 children and a dog, and we just wanted a change in life and something totally different than what we did before. So really just
yeah,
a total change.
How long ago?
It's exactly in June 30 years.
Oh wow.
This June 6th. We're going to
Wow.
be here for 30 years.
Well, that's amazing. So you raised your kids here.
Yes.
Did they?
They were relatively, one was 1 year old, 6 and 7, so they were
Okay.
relatively small.
So did the older ones, the 6 and 7-year-old, did they grow up speaking Swiss German?
Yes, because we didn't allow them to speak English.
Oh yeah.
I mean, with us, of
Yes.
course. They spoke in school English,
Yes.
or with their friends. But we thought the only way that they don't lose it is if they talk with us,
Right.
because nobody else will talk with them in
Yeah.
Swiss German.
And that's important, I think.
It's important to keep learning. Now, they're not good in German, writing in German and speaking in German, but they do fluently in Swiss German.
Yeah. So has there been any places in Oregon that reminds you of your homeland? Or is it just so
we
different?
don't have an ocean, so
Yeah.
that's a big difference.
Right.
Switzerland is nowhere connected to the ocean.
What about the famous Swiss Navy? Where do they operate?
Yeah, exactly. We have obviously not much more Navy than we have anything else. But yeah, I did go to the Army also. I was,
Yeah.
Everybody in Switzerland has to go. So that's mandatory.
Right. Yeah, so I imagine you had a rifle, you kept it home.
Yeah, exactly,
After serving,
exactly.
yeah. I think that's neat. I wish we did that here, to be honest. I think that would be a healthy thing for most young people to go and get that training and discipline.
Yes, but the thing is, a lot of people think, oh yeah, then you can shoot and whatever. No, this rifle or whatever it's called, this was heavy, heavy duty. That is, when you had to shoot outside, you basically had to hold it against a piece of wood, also against a tree or whatever, just to hold it steady.
Right.
So it kind of in the hands to do that. And then with the backslash, that was impossible.
Right.
And then we were not allowed to use any munition. You got a can, so to speak, of 24 shots. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we had at home.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't buy these shots anywhere else.
Right.
So it wasn't that you could, you could do series, how do you say that in English?
Trigger?
Shooting as a series.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But not more than these 24 shots that you had.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not like these murder things here that you can buy just everywhere.
Right.
It wasn't like that. It was heavy, like 20 pounds, and it wasn't a rifle that you just around with cowboys.
I like the idea that if for any reason an outside invader went into Switzerland, they'd have to deal with most citizens being able to shoot at them from every house.
Well, actually, we had not a law, but how do you say? We had training to be within 48 hours from wherever we were
to respond
at the place where we had to be.
Yeah, interesting.
So if we heard on radio or a TV or wherever that we have to move, then we moved. And I actually had a few additional times because I was there where the firemen were,
right,
and everything, and we supported the government on the local level. So if they were overwhelmed with their firemen, we had to move in to help.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But of course we didn't have a World War II, we didn't have a World War I.
Right. Right.
Napoleon was the last one who invaded us.
Amazing.
That's a little while ago.
And nobody's going to drop a bomb on Switzerland because all their money is there in the banks.
That is true. That was one of the reasons. But there was another reason. That wasn't the only one.
What was the other reason?
The thing was, when Germany first started World War II, they went to Poland first and then to France, etc. They didn't go to Switzerland. By the time they could have gone to Switzerland, Switzerland blew up all the tunnels.
Oh,
so
okay.
all the tunnels that went from, you know, instead of over the mountains, through the mountains, etc., they were all blown up, so you couldn't drive anymore. So the only way that they would have had an interesting part would have been if they went over the Alps and came down. You know,
okay.
You can't do that
Right.
with regular tanks and everything.
Not,
you can't
not
get over
practical.
over the mountains. So if they would have started first going to Switzerland, Switzerland would have had no chance against Germany.
Right.
Switzerland didn't have a better army than France and England and America and everybody and Russia. No,
But
it was just that they were no longer interested, because the only thing which would have been interesting would have been to go through Switzerland right down to Austria, or a shortcut to France or whatever, and that wasn't possible anymore once everything was blown up.
Right. Well, that's very interesting. You know, the Swiss are very resourceful and creative.
Yeah,
as a people.
But you know why? You know, there is a reason for that too. The reason why they are, because they have nothing in the ground. They have no minerals. They have no oil. They have no anything in the ground. So they had to come up with something to make money, like pharmacy, you know, and building big, or insurance companies or banks,
financial,
you know, financial thing. Yeah, because they could get nothing out of the ground.
And they're more than chocolate and watches too.
Yes, and you know, Nestle, which is the #1 chocolate and everything. When I came to America, everybody was talking about Swiss coffee. And I thought, what are they talking about? We don't have a single bean in Switzerland.
Right.
Until I found out that was Nestle. That wasn't our beans.
Swiss coffee, the really sweet stuff.
Yeah, but that was Nestle.
Interesting.
Nestle is selling 90% worldwide and only 10% in Switzerland.
In Switzerland.
We're much too small.
Oh, that's
really,
very interesting. Yeah, the big markets everywhere else.
Yeah, and so, but like I said, we had to come up with everything else. Swiss cheese. Yeah, Swiss watches, everything. Nothing comes out of the ground in Switzerland.
Right.
Potatoes, okay, but yeah.
Well, good people come out of Switzerland. I'm married to one of them.
A lot of Americans love Switzerland if they ever were there.
Yes.
The problem is only usually an American goes through 10 countries in 12 days in Europe.
Right.
And it's very hard in one day to really learn about a country.
And take it all
That's
in.
at least my opinion.
Well, you're an interesting person. Thanks for letting me film you. I
absolutely.
I like meeting interesting people and documenting it, so I appreciate that.
I'm sure you have a lot to go by that. Yeah.
All right.
And